Oh, come on.
Justin needs a second date update this morning. Hi, Justin.
Yeah, hi.
First time on second date update?
Yeah, and I'm starting to I don't know if it's a good idea or not. I mean, I thought it was, but now I'm actually hearing your voices, and I'm not entirely sure. I'm starting to.
Welcome to the dark side.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's the dark side. I'm feeling a little bit of impending doom. So please be gentle with me.
Oh, we'll do our best.
We will.
I mean, we're not the ones you got to worry about. It just depends on how brutal Dana is on you if we get a hold of her. But we'll do our best to mediate, Justin. So how can we help? Let's start from the beginning. Tell us how you met Dana, and then we'll get into the first date and all that.
Sure. Well, I've met Dana on Tinder.
Okay.
We talked for about a week before I picked her up and took her to lunch.
Nice. Cool. How was lunch?
Lunch was good. I mean, really, all the talking and everything, we had really good phone energy and easy to talk to. And so, usually, you're constantly stepping on top of each other and there's awkward pauses. We didn't have any of that, and that carried over to lunch.
Good flow. That's what I'm writing down.
Good flow.
Good convo
F-L-O-W.
flow.
Yes.
Yep.
It was fantastic. There was really some great rhythm in the conversation, and I mean, I thought she looked great. She's got a pretty smile, nice teeth, pretty hair. She's dressed really nice. I mean, I can't really come up with anything that was off or went wrong. I mean, I drove her home.
Well, how are you looking?
Yeah, maybe.
How are you dressed?
I mean, I was clean. I showered. I shaved. I was in a good position.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, so afterwards, I mean, I drove her home. I walked her to her door. She hugged me. I said I'd call her later, and I mean, she said, "Oh, that sounds great." So that was it. I mean, I haven't heard from her again, and I called.
This is very date-like for a lunch, by the way. Where you do the traditional pick her up at her house, take her to, normally it'd be a dinner, but in this case it was a lunch. And
maybe it was a weekend lunch, and that's why it was.
Was this on a weekend?
This was on a weekend. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so drove her home. I walked her to her door. She hugged me, and, I said I'd call her later. She said, that sounds great. And that's it. I never heard from her again, and I called a couple times. Sent a couple texts too, and I'm really not sure what I did, but I'd like to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you sound like a nice enough guy to me.
Yeah. I think he sounds swell.
Jeff's ready to lunch with you.
Well, he was talking about what an easy conversation it was with her, but to your credit, Justin, you sound like an easy guy to have a conversation with.
True.
Well, thank you.
Affable, huh? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, anything weird come up? Any awkward moments in the conversation? You guys talk about anything controversial or divisive?
No.
Any triggers? Did you hit any triggers, step on any landmines?
Nothing that I noticed, no.
Do you think are you pretty good at reading people usually?
I mean, I like to think so, but I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, why don't we take a break? When we come back, we'll call Dana, see what she thought of you and her date with you, and if there's any chance of a second lunch, possibly dinner. Coming up, the second date update continues next with Jeff and Jenn, Cincinnati's Q102.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Cold weather is coming. Shut it out with new windows from Universal Windows Direct. Hi, Tim. Right now, buy one window, get one free. They also do siding, roofing, and doors. Call 513-755-1800. Check out uwdsouthwestohio.com.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
So Justin met Dana on Tinder, and did you say you guys talked on the phone for a time before making plans to meet in person? Or was
we
it
did,
just,
yes.
Okay, so it wasn't just messaging. You actually had some voice time.
Which, like I said before, was smooth and easy and great.
That's right, because you were talking about how even with that delay that you have with cell phones or sometimes on Zoom calls, that wasn't really an issue for you two because the flow of conversation between you two was just so good that
there was a rhythm
to
it, he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was just fantastic.
Great. So you end up going to lunch, and this was sort of a traditional date in the sense that you picked her up at her house, you went to the restaurant, and then you dropped her off at her home. You walk her to the door and the whole thing. I didn't ask you, was there a kiss or a hug?
There was a hug.
There was a hug. That's right.
Nice.
And you were the one who said, hey, this was a lot of fun. I'd love to do this again or something to that effect.
I did. I said I'd call her, and she said that sounds great.
That sounds great. That sounds great, guys.
That sounds great. Sounds great.
Do you say that sounds great when you don't think it really sounds great?
Absolutely.
All the time.
I don't.
Yep. That sounds great. Yes.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'll see you there.
Yeah.
I'm never going to see you again.
Oh,
Yep. Sounds great. That'll work.
I hope that's not the case. Justin's a little nervous because he does not like finding himself in this position where he's on second date update. I think in the first part, if you're just joining us, he said he felt this impending sense of doom.
Those are the worst.
Yeah.
I hate that.
With that, are you ready to call her, man? Let's just jump right in.
I'm ready.
Hello?
Hi, can we speak to Dana, please?
Yeah, who's this?
It's Jeff and Jen, Fritch and Tim. We got you on speakerphone, the whole gang here from Q102. How are you this morning?
Oh, wow.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay,
Do you ever get to listen to our show?
I do.
Well, that was kind of curt. Are you? I mean, it's okay if you're not a fan.
No, I love the show. I just know what you're going to ask.
Oh,
me,
you know
so.
what we're going to ask you.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly. what
You
you're
know
gonna
this is a second date update call.
ask. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't go on that many dates, so it's pretty easy to figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Justin sounds very nice. He seemed like a really easy guy to talk to. I don't know about you.
I mean, listen, he is a nice guy, and I don't want to be mean, but like we just have very different ideas about things. So
Now, I asked him that. I said, because he said his conversation with you seemed very easy and flowed very well, and there seemed to be a great rhythm between you two. And I asked him if he stepped on any landmines or if you guys talked about anything controversial or divisive, and he said no. Is that not true?
I mean, on the phone, yeah, that is true. Like, we had great phone chemistry. He was telling me about a really nice place he wanted to take me, and he kept telling me how they have, the best burgers in town, hands down. And he's like selling it to me and like kept saying how nice it was. And like, I was excited, so I got all dressed up. Think he's going to take me somewhere fancy, at least nice, if not fancy, honestly. And it's like the date happens. He picks me up in his F-150 and takes me to Bob Evans. Bob Evans.
Down on the farm.
Hey, on the farm. I love Bob Evans.
He must have heard Jen talking about the best burger she's ever had.
They have a
Wow.
serious. Did you get the bacon cheeseburger? It's really good.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with Bob Evans, obviously, but to like talk about it for like a week as if it's like the greatest thing ever and they have the best burgers and sell it like we're going to like Ruby's or Morton's. It's
It
like
had to be
bit
a
of
show
stretch.
recommendation for sure. Yeah.
Wait till
What
he
about-
takes you out for pad thai.
Or
Noodles and Company.
or the best Parmesan crusted chicken you've ever had.
hey, Longhorn.
Honestly, I thought he was joking, like being goofy. And like, honestly, maybe I would have gone for that, but he was dead serious. Like, we got in
Oh, I
there,
believe
he was
it.
pointing things out on the menu. When his burger came, he was salivating like it was like a $200 steak. It was like weird.
Well, I don't know. Jen has said a lot of really great things about this bacon cheeseburger or whatever.
Honestly,
Is it
I'm
cheeseburger?
stunned that Bob Evans hasn't approached me and asked me to do their commercials.
Well, they don't have to spend the money because you can't stop talking about it. They're
That's
just
it.
going to let you go.
This is the
I
last time,
actually
Bob
saw
Evans.
a
I'm
commercial
done.
recently where they had a strawberry salad that looked delightful.
So were you hoping for something a little fancier, something a little more exotic, something nicer?
That isn't even necessarily like the issue. It's just like the way he built it up. Like, this is amazing.
Oh,
It's more
did
we
he
just
oversell it?
things.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like if he just said, hey, let's go somewhere casual, like, I'd love to get to know you, it would have been fine. It's like the story that came up. It was just like, and, I just want a little more, like, in my life than burgers at chain restaurants. Like, I don't really see him expanding his restaurant choices to the kinds of places that I like. Like, I want to try Abigail Street and Octo, and, like, I just don't think he'd know what to do at that place like that if he thinks the best burger in town is Bob Evans, and like that's what's appropriate for a first date. Like, I just think we're different.
Well, let's ask Justin, since this is a second date update call. Justin's on the line. Let's give him an opportunity to speak. Justin, how do you feel about trying Abigail Street or Octo or any number of places that, I don't know, maybe you've already tried these places?
I've never tried them. I would try them. I mean, I'm open to trying new things.
I love that.
Really? So you want to try like sushi or octopus or lamb spaghetti? Like you're open to that? Or sweetbread? I mean, anything.
The sweetbreads sound good. I mean, I really love bread.
Oh, no.
You want to tell him what sweetbread is?
I mean, do you guys want to tell him?
Well, let's just leave it as a surprise.
How about you Google it?
I don't want to discourage him, because if he's willing to try new things, why discourage that?
Right.
I love that he's open.
We'll just say the sweetbreads aren't what they sound like they are. I thought
It's not
they
a
were going to be
pastry.
some kind of pastry with a
Yeah.
lot of frosting on it, and that's not. Because, it's extra sweet, so you would think frosting, right? At least a really good thick glaze.
Or a glaze. There's no glaze.
Yeah, there's none of that.
Nothing's, when I hear the word sweetbread, I feel like it's going to be like a twisted donut with
Yeah.
glaze on top, but that
Yeah.
is not.
I don't know. You could not get me to eat, like, sushi that had actual fish in it. The kind that doesn't have fish in it, well, that would be a maybe. But
But they have sushi where the fish is cooked.
I don't even, fish isn't I'd never eat octopus. That
it's
would
so good.
never happen.
Not even the tentacles?
No, not even the tentacles. So if I don't think I could date somebody that was into the kind of fine dining where there's nothing on the menu that I could.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be something that I would take great pleasure in experiences. It wouldn't be like, oh, let's go this
I've
weekend.
been to Octo, Jen. It's very good. They do have saganaki, which is Greek fried cheese.
Ooh,
They
now
light
that
it on
is-
fire.
Hey,
They
okay, now we might be.
But
in
she can't
business.
eat that because she can't pronounce
She's
it.
not doing dairy either.
No, but you almost had her sold on Greek cheese sticks.
That's what you need to say.
Are they better than the ones at Arby's?
They're
Comparable.
both very good.
What about calamari? You like calamari?
No, it's a fish thing, and it's slimy.
It's delicious.
No.
You can also put it in marinara.
Yeah,
What about tripe?
I don't even know what that is.
It's not for you.
I don't know, guys. Justin, you sound like a very nice guy. Dana, you sound like a nice person, too. You just have, I don't know, maybe different food tastes. But if Justin is open to it, would you ever consider maybe exposing him to new things?
Maybe like a tour. Take him on an introductory tour. Take him out one time and show him some sights and see if he likes it. And if he
I
does,
mean, if I'm being honest, like I don't really want to play like tour guide. Like I'd love to be with somebody who teaches me things. So it's just not going to work for me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
okay.
Hey, maybe you could go out with Jen, dude. She's right up your food alley.
Yeah, totally.
She's got the dash pass.
Yeah, she does. They
It's
can't find
true.
her house, but she's
It's
got
true.
the pass.
Do
But I
you-
got the pen.
Yeah, do you live in a neighborhood that's been around for a while that shows up on Google Maps?
Yeah.
An established subdivision? She's ready for you.
She'll come over and bring her app, and the two
That's
of
right.
you could just order quickly.
Party on.
But I'll say Kristen was the one who's exposed me to a lot of really different foods and wine. And the fun part for her is watching me discover something new for the first time and really taking to it and then enjoying the satisfaction of, look at me. I exposed you to something new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
the adventure part of it as well. Like, I want to eat something I haven't had before. But I'm with you, Jen. I don't do the octopus and squid stuff.
Yeah.
Well, like Tim and I went to this food truck recently where they had beef tongue in one of the tacos. And we both were like, I don't know. But if they would have brought it in here and presented it like ground beef and I would have just eaten it, I think it would have been okay.
Well, we appreciate you both coming on Second Date Update. Dana, thank you for taking the call. And Justin, best of luck to you.
Thanks, guys.
He's so nice. He's so
nice.
He's like,
I
yeah,
know.
okay, thanks, guys. Okay, so that goes like way back to the end of May. And here we are, fast forward to today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, Dana, to the Jeff and Jen Morning Show. Hey, Dana.
Hi. Thanks
Hey.
for having me.
Great to have you. Just wanted to check in and see how life is treating you since the last time we spoke.
I got to be honest. I think I screwed up.
Really?
Yeah, I definitely did.
What made you decide that?
I was at the new Ruby's restaurant downtown during opening weekend, and he was there with a date and a small group of people, and he was running the table. Like, I saw him ordering expensive bottles of wine, talking to his friends about the menu, like totally like amazing guy. He looked and acted so sophisticated. He was really nicely dressed, like nice shoes, like totally comfortable in the environment, and totally looked like he'd been fine dining forever. So I don't know if what I said changed him, or if like that, he just works well in different environments. But
no. He's a baller. He was a baller in disguise as a penny pincher.
You think so?
Yes.
You think his F-150 is just his fun truck that he's actually cruising around town in a Jag or something?
Yeah, that's his first date vehicle.
I don't know. Some of those trucks are north of 50G.
That's nuts,
true.
though. There's no way he would be this kind of poser.
And he was on a date. She was beautiful. And you could tell that she was like really into him. I mean, they were super flirty, looked really comfortable together. Probably they've been dating for a little while. And I felt so jealous.
Oh,
like I really missed out on a great guy. And it was bad.
Wait a minute. He's the same guy. It's just different restaurant.
people have different attitudes at different restaurants, Jeff.
He was everything I wanted him to be.
That was like the one thing that you were hung up on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, image is everything, I guess.
It wasn't even just the image. It was just like, I mean, just the environment. He seemed comfortable. Like it was just, he was like everything I wanted him to be. And it was so bad because I was there on a date and I was way more interested in watching him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did your date pick up on that?
He did. And so I just was like, yeah, I think I know a woman over there. She looks really familiar. And I think he bought it. So
That's so funny.
Way to play it off.
I'm just trying to place this woman over there. Yeah.
yeah.
So do you think you were subjected to some kind of test where, you know, the whole Bob Evans thing was just to see what kind of person you were, like to see if you would be
Maybe
judgmental?
a gold digger?
Well, not even necessarily a gold digger, but somebody who might be judgmental of someone who lives modestly, finds pleasure in the simpler things?
There is a good chance you're right. Like, I think you're right.
You think he would do, you think that might be something he would be? That's so manipulative and crappy.
Yeah.
I mean,
do
why
you
would
want to
somebody
start a
do
relationship like that? I don't like that either. Like, I want you to come forward with who you are and don't be a poser, you know?
Well, let me ask you this question, Dana.
Yeah.
You know, if you take the Bob Evans out of it, his personality, the conversation, the chemistry between you, was there anything there, or was the Bob Evans so distracting that you never really gave him a chance to know whether or not there was anything there?
I mean, that's a good question. I don't even know. I think the Bob Evans was distracting and he just didn't seem like sophisticated. So this, like, he seemed like the same guy, but a different guy. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, huh.
Maybe it was his twin brother at Ruby's.
Ooh.
Well, I was going to ask you, have you reached back out to him since you spotted him?
I mean, I didn't because, you know, he was on a date. They seemed like they were really dating. I mean, I guess I could try just in case. Just, you know, be like, oh, I think I saw you the other night and kind of be, or is that crazy?
No, because he's not stupid. He's
Yeah,
gonna be like,
no.
oh, did you now?
Yeah.
See, I don't know how you would have, like, I feel like I would have excused myself and walked over and been like, hey, how are you? So fancy seeing you here.
Literally.
What's going on? You know, I don't know if I would have been able to hold myself in.
Same.
I mean, I was still on a date though.
I know.
Yeah, you were on a date. You
Well, and
didn't
he
want
was
to.
on a date.
Yeah, but you didn't care about that guy anymore. We're moving on.
Yeah, what happened with your date?
We're moving on.
Oh, I never heard from him again. I'm sure he thought I was very disconnected and standoffish,
Yeah.
which I
Right.
wasn't, you know.
I would have been the same way though. It would have been so distracting for me too, because I would have been constantly just so curious as to what was going on over at
Me
that
too.
table. I'd have been like just trying to read body language and try to read lips and
Yes.
even try to see what they ordered.
Yes.
He's so good. And
I
to
would
see
have
who
been
picked
like-
up. Did he pick up the tab at the end of the night?
Yeah.
Did he pay for everybody at the table, or were there separate bills?
I mean, I couldn't really tell, but I mean, if he did, I wouldn't be surprised. It kind of looked like he was like hosting.
Right.
Wow.
That's so funny.
But honestly, like if you had gone over there, it wouldn't surprise me if he just kind of was like, yeah, no, sorry, you missed out.
Yeah, you know, I don't know what the reaction would have been. It could have been, you know, maybe welcoming or like not at all. Which, to be honest, I guess I wouldn't blame him. Like it was my fault, you know. Although, I mean, I guess, you're right. He kind of misrepresented himself a little bit. So I guess,
Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. Who knows?
Like, what do you do if you're a wealthy heir? Let's say you're a wealthy,
like a bazillionaire, and you've constantly been burned by people who are nice to you just because you have money.
For sure, or royalty. We've seen movies like that.
Oh yeah, he could be a prince of like Qatar or something.
But that makes me seem like I'm kind of selfish wanting to date him now that he's a prince. I should have wanted to date him when I was at Bob Evans.
Well,
When he was a
I want
pauper.
her to fall in love with me before she knows.
This isn't Hallmark. This is not. This is real life.
But if you were a millionaire, you would want a man to fall in love with you for you, not because of your wealth or your social status.
May I
So
suggest?
you gotta make yourself at least, you don't want to come across as an unemployed dude that lives in his mom's basement either. So you've got to find, if that's the game you're going to
needs to be
play,
a medium,
because
yeah.
you're going to find plenty of women who are like, listen, I at least want my equal here. I at least want somebody that makes the same amount of money and is as, in the same
ballpark.
lifestyle that I
don't wanna be
prefer to live in. I don't
supporting
want to be the breadwinner taking care of somebody.
Yeah, right.
So,
all right. Well, we appreciate your honesty, Dana. Thank you for coming back on.
and letting us know.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be, and this is kind of sneaky of her too, because this is the other thing that plays in my mind is this is like it's like the sneaky way of putting it out there, just in case he might be listening or has a friend that is
so
listening.
I sure hope
to
he
let
is.
him know that maybe, just maybe, if he's not with that woman, that you might still be a little bit interested.
I feel so used.
Game well played in that arena.
Yeah, you'll be reaching out to him. And may I suggest A Christmas Prince on Netflix?
Good luck to you, Dana.
Good luck, Dana.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
How about that?
How about that?
Second date update week. What a way to kick it off with a life of regret.
Yep.
So if you missed any of that, we'll play it again here right before 8:00. We'll launch it again.
For our new cycle of listeners coming in the next half hour here.
And it'll be a new one every day for the next 5 days at least. So if you need a little help, though, in the meantime with the second date update, you can send us an email, Jeff and Jenn at WKRQ.com.
Yeah, coming up at 7:40, round 7 of Shop Till You Drop.
7?
This is very exciting. At the beginning of this, how we were like, this is the biggest and best Shop Till You Drop ever.
Yeah.
That was no joke. We've never had this many rounds of, I don't think, anything.
Agreed.
Yeah, let alone Shop Till You Drop.
Yep.
And this Shop Till You Drop round 7, lucky number 7, is brought to you by Crestview Hills Town Center and Signature Hardware. And the Foursquare prize this round is a $1,000 gift card from Signature Hardware.
That'll do some
Nice.
damage.
Yep.
That's crazy.
There's like a KitchenAid stand mixer in this, and
So cool.
Dyson V8 animal cord free vacuum cleaner, and among other things, Coach Red Tote.
Nice.
Ooh, an air fryer.
Love it.
Yeah.
That vacuum cleaner, those Dyson Animal vacuum cleaners are legit. And then this one is without a cord, which is even better. That means it can really get in there.
Yeah. So we'll do that at 7:40. Jeff and Jenn, Cincinnati's Q102, coming up straight ahead. Some of the